You can write absolute value inequalities as compound inequalities. The graphs below show two absolute value inequalities. The large inequality at the top, the absolute value of n minus 1 is less than 2, can be thought of as the combination of these two inequalities below. N minus 1 is greater than negative 2, and n minus 1 is less than 2. Simplifying each of those, we'd find that n is greater than negative 1, and n is less than 3. A key concept: solving absolute value inequalities. To solve an inequality in the form, the absolute value of a is less than b, where a is a variable expression and b is greater than 0, solve the compound inequality negative of b, or negative b, is greater than a is greater than b. Those inequality signs should be reversed. The negative of b should be less than a, which should be less than b. To solve an inequality in the form, the absolute value of a is greater than b, where a is a variable expression and b is greater than 0, solve the compound inequality, a is less than negative b, or a is greater than b. Similar rules are true for the absolute value of a is less than or equal to b, or the absolute value of a is greater than or equal to b. Problem 4. Solving an absolute value inequality involving greater than or equal to. What are the solutions of the absolute value of 8n is greater than or equal to 24? Graph the solutions. Well, the absolute value stuff is already isolated, so we can break this into two separate inequalities. 8n is less than or equal to negative 24, or 8n is greater than or equal to 24. Notice how on the left-hand side the inequality symbol gets flipped. That's also the one where the 24 has a negative applied to it. And then we isolate n, dividing both sides by 8 in both inequalities. And we find that n is less than or equal to negative 3, or n is greater than or equal to positive 3. And it's graphed below. Solid dots at negative 3 and positive 3, and arrows heading in opposite directions. Your turn. What are the solutions of the absolute value of 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 5? Graph the solutions.